Hey everyone, welcome back to my number sense series. In this video, we're going to talk about how to multiply by two special numbers, 99 and 101. Now, 99 and 101, they have one very special thing in common. And if you watched my video on 11 and 111, you might be able to guess what they are. It's that 99 is 100 minus 1, and 101 is 100 plus 1. And these properties make 99 and 101 especially very nice numbers to multiply by. So for example, let's take 67 times 101. Now, of course, we're going to start by using FOIL. So I'll have 67 times 100 plus 1. And this will give me 6700 plus 67, which will give me 6767. And so you might notice something cool. 67 and 67, it's the same two-digit number repeated. And you might think, well, does this hold for every two-digit number? But you don't have to wonder, because if you see that it's just 100 plus 1, you'll see that our tens and units will be just 67. And because we have a multiplication by 100, our thousands and hundreds digits will also be 6, 7. However, this pattern does not always hold, and in fact, it only holds for two-digit numbers. So what about a three-digit number? Do we have to make a new pattern? Well, no. The pattern is the same, it's just not exactly that it's repeating. Let's take 243. Once again, if we wanted to do 243 times 101, what we're going to do is expand it out. And this gives us 24300 plus 243. And now, here's where it gets very easier. If you've watched my 11 or my 111 video, then you will know that we have 3, 4, and our middle digit will be 5. And you'll notice that this is a very similar pattern to when we have 11 and 111. Except this time we have our last two digits are the last two digits of 243. And our first two digits are the same as the first two digits of 243. The only one where we have addition is 5. But if you didn't watch those two videos, let me catch you up real quick. You can see that because we have two zeros at the end, our last two digits are always going to be the last two digits of the original number, the number that's being multiplied by 101. And because our two zeros will extend the rest of this number into the 10,000s and the thousands place, our first two digits will be 2 and 4, just the original two digits. And the only other digit where it's a little bit more complicated is the hundreds digit, where we'll have the units digit of the original number plus the hundreds digit of the original number give us the hundreds digit of our answer. So it will be 24543. But of course, this is a bit of a nicer problem because this does not involve carrying. So let's go into the next problem and see what happens when we have carrying. You can feel free to pause and take a try right now. So, all right, I'm going to write it out in the 100 plus 1 form once again, just so you can see what's going on. 944 times 100 plus 1 is just going to be equal to 94400 plus 944. And so when we add this up, this will give us 4, 4. And now here's where there's a little bit of nuance, because our middle digit, we can't just write 4 plus 9 equals 13. We have to write 3 and carry the 1. And then this will give us 95344. Now, you'll notice that there's just a little bit of nuance, is that the middle digit will be carried. So if we wanted to do this without writing anything out, because of course we are in number sense and we don't want to write anything out, here's what we would do. We start right to left, just like how we do with 11 and 111. When we go right to left, here we'll write the last two digits, so those will never change. And then we'll have to write this digit plus this digit, 9 and 4, okay, I'll say 9 and 4 makes 13. Carry the 1, and then I'll write 94 for our first two digits, But remember that I have carried a 1, so it is 95. And that's how I do that. So that is essentially the pattern with 101. It's very similar again to 11 and 111, only here you just carry 2 digits and there's only 1 digit that, requires addition. So it's honestly extremely easy. Now, 99, I will admit, is a bit harder because 99 is 100 minus 1, and subtraction plays a little bit worse, in my opinion, than addition in mental math. For example, if I wanted to compute 57 times 99, I would, of course, start by writing 99 as 100 minus 1. And this would give me 5,700 minus 57. And now, subtraction in your head is a little bit hard. And this is one thing that you're really going to have to get used to in number sense. It's really not limited to this one trick. So being able to subtract numbers from like 100, 1,000 is going to be really, really useful. So I'll just do the subtraction right now. Well, I have 0, but I need a 10. So I'll, borrow 1, so I can write 3. But here, well, I also need a 10 here, but that also 1 got borrowed. So this is really a 9. 9 minus 5, 4. And then we'll have 7. Well, the 7 got borrowed, so it's 6. We'll have 6 and 5. So my answer will be 5,643. And again, the difficulty in this problem is really just the subtraction. If you can do 100 minus 57 in your head, this is a lot easier. So what I'm saying is, you could think of 5,700 as 5,600 plus 100. And this is kind of going back to my addition and subtraction video. If you watch those, 5,600 plus 100 minus 57. Now, for some people, this doesn't apply to all people, but if this applies to you, this can be helpful. If it is easier to do 100 minus 57 in your head than just straight up 5,700 minus 57 in your head, then by all means go for it. Because in my opinion, this is like, a completely valid way to do things. And if it helps you to eliminate the distraction of the other digits and just say 100, well then by all means say 100 minus 57 is 43. And then I'll just add back the 5,600. I'll get 5,643. Now, this last problem is going to be quite similar, so you can take a pause if you'd like to try for yourself. So 128 times 99. Once again, we're going to write it as 100 minus 1. So we'll have 12800. I'll skip the fluff and just write it as this. And now here is where this thing, in my opinion, becomes a little bit more applicable. Once again, if you are capable of doing the subtraction in your head, by all means do go for it, because it's kind of, skipping a little step in your head mentally. But if it does help you, think of 12800 as 12600 plus 200. And then subtract 128 from that, right? Now, if you find 200 minus 128 easier, do it. And from this, you'll get 72. And so here we'll simply have 1, 2, 6, 7, 2. And you'll see that if we do the subtraction the normal way, with some borrowing, with a little bit more borrowing, we will again get 1, 2, 6, 7, 2. So really, the trick with 99 and 100 is very, very similar. And the trick with 99 and 101 is going to be very, very similar. It's just a matter of adding or subtracting. I will say 99 is a little bit harder to do, but it depends on you developing the skill of doing subtraction from numbers like 100 and 1,000 in your head. Once you can do that, you're absolutely going to be set. Thank you guys for watching.